Hi, welcome back. So, remember this? Of course you do. Now, this is what we're going to be working on next. So, if I hit F4 and just select this, what I want to do is basically start drawing out the bits that I'm going to be using in this. So, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do a ring, control, select by polygon, and this is going to be basically a pure modelling and 2D kind of messing about you thing. I'm going to detach this as a clone. Okay, and that'll give me this part in here if ever I can select it. I'll just deselect this, I suppose. There we go, that just gives me this middle bit. Now, what I'm going to do is effect pivot only, send it to object, effect pivot only off, and go in here. Take my selection. Flip it and cap it, and then I'm going to bring it down in size a little bit, like so, not too much. That's a non-uniform scale, by the way, so be very careful with this at this point. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a small bevel, inset, and bring it down and in. This is just doodling basically. Doodling's good. Doodling always leads us to new and exciting ideas, you see. So all I'm doing is just doing chamfer doodling, or bevel doodling, depending on what you want to call it. I can bring this through, and through, and through, just getting my curves correct as I can. Okay, now I'm going to do a cut from there to there. Good thing about this is, you see, I can just copy the entire thing when I'm done, so I don't need to really worry so much about the other side. Cut it from here as well. I'm just coming up with interesting shapes that I think are going to be nice on this, you see. So inset, bevel, in, bevel, in. Okay, now at the top here, where this part goes, I think I'll get rid of this, and let's look at these shapes. I'm going to get rid of that, and that, oops, not that, and that. Let's have a look at this shape again. Bridge across here. Now, if you have trouble kind of following what I'm doing, you don't have to be following exactly what I'm doing. I should really make that clear, okay? What I want you to do is kind of enjoy yourself, have fun. So, you know, just do that and you'll be absolutely fine. Right then, I'm going to take this piece here and just bring it across. I'm not working in local anymore, I'm working in area. Right, so I can see there was a piece underneath that, so I'm going to grab that as well. Do remember that everything we do at this point, we're doing to the thing behind it as well. Do we care? Not even remotely. Now, this one. A bit more. And this one. There we go. And just continuing to check our model out. I don't think there's any point in moving that piece there. I don't know. I might move those ones back and just keep the top one actually. Doodling, man, that's what we do. And the bridge from there to there, and there to there. And go halfway through it. This is how you do a quick repair, by the way, just in case you're wondering. And target weld. Artist tie, but we don't really need that even, we can just match it up with the piece behind it, can't we? One. You could even just use the align tool if you're feeling lazy. Just don't align on the depth axis. Okay, perspective zoom, let's have a look at this stuff. Nearly said the word shit. Right, let's have a look. Grab this, hold shift and just drag it down. Go to the scale tool, drag it down again. There we go. Be very careful this time. Because I think it's quite important to make sure that we get a piece that we kind of know is going to fit and stuff. Now I'm going to grab here and here and do a bridge and go here, do a ring and do a connect, and then I'm going to just grab my verts here and here, do a weld, and that'll give rid of one of them. See, told you. And that leaves us this lovely space here, just suitable for capping. There we go. Now then, I believe it's time to bring what looks like a bit more technology into our object, so I am going to go down here and just get a simple cylinder. Note the exciting blue colour because I haven't changed it back from the old colour yet. It's alright, we can do that. Like so, and I'm going to change the height segments because we don't need that many, let's face it. And I'm going to increase the height just a smidge. It's a technical UK term, by the way, that means not very much. Okay, now move that along to there. And I'm going to go straight through the middle here and do a connect. That connect, I'm going to do a chamfer. Like that. Then I'm going to grab all the polygons in the middle and do an extrude by local normal, inwards, not outwards. There we go. Click tick. Then, because I'm not a complete sausage head, do a loop, chamfer, bring my chamfer right down, then slowly raise it up again. Don't need a lot, just a little bit, just to bring the edge off. Okay, next, we can bring these across and maybe make a few copies. Then just arrange them. Do a bit of attaching. And what I can do now, if I want to add just a little bit of variation to my models, like this. Which is quicker than doing them individually, really. And we can break up any really noticeable patterns by doing this. Okay, pull back. Okay, that's looking okay. Now what I'm going to do is take this and straight down the middle, do connect. Actually I don't even need to do that. Bam, delete. Get rid of this. Take this part, turn angle snap on if it wasn't already, and then rotate it 180 degrees. Hit F3 again and just bring it out until it's in at the same place. Forgot to copy across these little fellas. That's okay, they'll be inverted when I do, which is cool. Now we can attach them all like that. Excellent. Right, let's have a look at some of these shapes now and see what I can do to refine them a bit. And by a bit I mean quite a lot. So what I'm going to have to do here, because I can't loop as you will notice, is go over these. And I should probably just use the select tool rather than select and move for this one. What I'm going to do is start curving these, which, as you know, is not a difficult chamfer procedure. It just requires, you know, maybe just modicum patience really, just to make sure you get the pieces right, but that's about it. Okay, now we can see that we can't chamfer it any further than that anyway, and I think it's going to be important to keep an eye on the front of this, so chamfer. So that's 1, now curve it, 2, one more curve, perfect. Okay, hit F4, now we can see we're getting a much nicer set of lines coming off on that. Let's go to the back of this fellow. And I'm going to start with the outskirts, double click and nothing happens, that's always a great sign, isn't it? Sometimes you have to do a lot of selecting, it's just the way it is. Just going to right click out of the chamfer tool, I won't accidentally chamfer anything that I didn't want to. Which, trust me, it happens a lot more than you may think. By the way, if you're noticing that gap between that thing up there and the main body, yep, there is one. Yes, I will fix it shortly. Okay, now in here. Isn't this exciting? Now, to be fair, it's more exciting than a bloody ZBrush tutorial. I've watched ZBrush tutorials and all it is sculpt, 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 sculpt. If you're as good a sculptor as me, you can sculpt as well as I can. Well, yeah, of course you bloody can. It's sculpting. The thing about ZBrush is that to become a good ZBrush artist, firstly, once you've fought the hideously complicated interface, you really do need to be good, very, very good, if you're an organic modeler certainly, at anatomy. And, you know, that's it, that's the battle won. You don't really need to do much else. Learn where the buttons are, and then draw. Of course, like, get a ZBrush artist and show him a piece like this and ask him to recreate it. And here I'm not trying to put down all your favourite ZBrush artists, okay? I have a lot of respect for the ZBrush community, but I don't know, it's not brilliant when it comes to doing this kind of thing, is it? It can do like these static pieces that you stick a normal rig inside of, basically. And it's like, oh yeah, that's brilliant that, made a game thing. Yeah, very good. I saw one the other day and like, everyone was going, oh that's beautiful, that's an amazing piece of work. And yeah, it was. But it was just poly on poly technique. I know I sound like a miserable old man, which I probably am, but that's what it was, a bloody poly on poly technique. And that ain't a new technique. The problem with poly on poly technique is, yes, you can get a result really, really quickly. However, and it's a big however, see that? I don't like that. I think I should probably, damn it, I didn't want to have to either. I'm going to have to do something about these lines. Hang on, I'll just stick this in a selection set and call it set 1. I'm so busy ranting on there about bloody, what do you call it? ZBrush. Can't delete that, you see, that's a core line, which is an issue, so let's see what I can do. I'm going to go through these and just do a single connect. And a cut from here to here. And the same again. Which means I can now get rid of these lines. Like that. Like that. Right, let's see if I still have cut 1. Oh, thank goodness. Right, so I just need to go across there. There. Now let's try it. Hopefully it won't be quite so grim. Chamfer. Yeah, that's much better. Remember, use your eye, just try and get these right. And I know you can do things anyway, like I was saying when I was busy ranting on there about bloody ZBrush. I know you can do certain things in ZBrush and Modbox a lot faster than you can in, you know, old grandpa's 3D application here. But there's certain things you can't do, which is why they're all tend to being one big solid model-y thing, aren't they? Right then, let's have a look over here. I believe there'd be a polygon that I can adjust. See if we've got the bottom piece in still. There it is. And done. Next. Come back over here, and I'm going to... Wow, these ones still have loops on. That's a good start. Chamfer these, just a little bit. Okay, so that rounds that nicely. Still looking over our model here and just coming up with parts that probably need doing. See that? That's an error, that is. Although it's not even remotely an important error, so it doesn't really matter. Because all I need to do here really is just grab this and this. Mash delete. You can't always do it that way, but you can with this one. Cap. There we go. Fixed. Because you never see that bit. That's an invisible part. Unless you've got it like sitting in its parts on the thing. Oops, wrong button. Right, now up here, having a look at this. We've got our curved edges there and there. Some sharp edges here. Probably need a little bit of attending to, so I'm just going to double click on them. We don't want to chamfer these ones too hard, okay? They're not supposed to be curved like these. Now I'm aware that it's going all the way over the top there. Do I give two shits? No. It's Adam sucks, cocks, dicks. See that? That's an error as well. Do I need to fix it? Don't know, soon find out. What are you doing a tiny chamfer anyway? Oh, the answer to that is no, I don't. Hooray! Okay, so you can fix that. I'm not going to. Right, look over this again. And plenty of good shapes here at least. Okay, I'm going to unhide all for a minute. Because what I need to do now is get some of these shapes here and here and here. And copy them up to here. Hide unselected. And as you can now see, ignore this by the way, it's a sort of weird max artifact thing. Probably a controller peg. Right, go into here. And this will allow us to basically draw on our model. So, I am going to get my list ready. And remove the old thing from it, and just add these. Okay, now this is the one I'm going to be using first, which is Detail Bolt 3, then Detail Bolt 2, and then Cylinder 88. Probably should have given them better names than that, but you know what? I didn't, so life, eh? Now then, paint on, selected object, that'll be him, from our list. See, detail bolt 3. Now I'm going to change its scale to around about 80. Nice. It's not right, Control Z, do it again. Love that. Control Z, do it again. There we go. That's off, you see. Offset. Don't want offset. Offset ain't no good. There we go. Do that. Right click out to stop us doing it, and then we can go back in again and change the scale. Which is good because changing the scale, it looks like a whole different set of bolts. Now we can go detail bolt set 2 and go 1 there. Actually, I think I'll just use cylinder 88 for this one. 2 there. 2 there. 1 there. And the good thing is we can add variation to this, which in turn makes each side look different. See? Like that. Now if I go back to detail bolt 2, and just adjust it as I go along, just to make sure they keep a equal distance. And the good thing is that this way we're not actually having any symmetry, so it's like the thing has been kind of put together in places more by hand. Now be very careful here, because if I was to do like a big pair of bolts here, it'll look like testicles, so don't do that unless you think it's really funny, in which case go ahead. Detail bolt here and here. Okay, so those are cool. The underside here, right click out and then go back into it again. Maybe make it at 110%. That way we get these nice big bolts on the underside. Like that. And then over here, two of those. Okay, and I think we've got it. Now, what I'm going to do is shut that down, get rid of these, hide unselected, sorry, unhide all, and for this one I want to carefully hide the parts that I actually want and don't want, so I'm going to go down to here, hide unselected. Now I can start hiding the bits I need to. I know I could have put this into a selection set or something, but I didn't. So. And selection. Okay, now I can start adding all these together. So, attachment. Notice as we go through, just making sure everything gets attached. You also notice that I try and keep bolts on the same axis, in that we don't have bolts coming in from the front, the side, the back, the bottom all at the same time, because that's just silly, really. Just wait for autosave. Right, I'm going to hit F3, and I'm noticing that there's a couple of bolts that aren't actually in place here. So, on the top or the bottom, interestingly. So I'm just going to stop this a second, get both of these, hold shift and just drag them across, because I can, and this one, and holding shift and just drag them across. There we go. Right, now I can attach these. And the ones you can't see are the ones on the bottom that I'm just attaching now. I'm just going to go around and just basically make sure that everything is in the right position. It certainly appears to be, doesn't it? So that's a help. Okay, now turn off the attach tool, because what I have to do is go in and do some repair to bits that are covered like that. So I'm going to go in here, just use my bridge tool. And here. Hopefully. Okay, so with that done, I can now grab this area here, hopefully, and do a cap. Alright, nice. Now, over here, let's have a look at these shapes. Those are standard bolts, they don't need insetting. These ones on the front definitely do though. So I'll take my polygon. And bridge. There to there. Now this one behind is a little bit close really, but never mind, we'll deal with that. So what I'm going to do is just grab this and cap. Now this one, again nice and close. This one to this one, bridge. Go here and cap. Okay, nice. Now round this side. Don't need to worry about those ones because those are embedded nicely. So over here again, bridging. I think that last one I need to change the angle on. There we go. And here. There. Okay, now I can cap it. There we go, bring that in. Now up here, I have a few polygons I need to wipe out, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, if I just come in, stop at you, I'm going to bridge, 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 and bridge. There we go. Now let's connect these buggers together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and cap. There we go. That gives us those pieces. Let's check it now in our thing, and you can see that it's looking a lot more detailed than it was, so that's cool. I'm going to stick a smooth on it. Smooth. And auto smooth, and make it about 24.5. There we go. Nice. Next, unhide all, because I want to have a look at something down here now. So I'm having a quick look at this and making sure I've done it a certain way. And I have. Alright then. What I'm going to do next, in the next part of the tutorial that we come to, is I'm going to start building the bracing and basically the socket that the upper body connects to. Okay, so obviously if you consider this is all bolted on here, we are going to have grid. It's basically this kind of cylinder here that goes up, and then inside it we're going to have this big sphere thing here. Okay, and that is going to control the waist movement of our mech. So, funny enough, I've actually just built the basic pieces and they fit. So you know what that means, don't you? I'll just get my hemisphere on. Let me see, hemisphere 0.5. There we go. Right click, convert to editable poly, done. So, don't mind you, but I think that's okay. I think before I convert this to an editable poly, actually, might drop the radius to 95. There we go, just give it a bit more of a lip. Convert to editable poly, done. Right then, so hopefully you have found this informative, entertaining, and not at all boring. And until I get to see you again, which I hope is real soon, see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.